Program is based on the properties. We have discussed one property concept. We can use properties to access the private data of the class. Okay, so one program is there. In that we need to create all the properties that we have discussed. We have discussed three type of property. One is a simple property which will have get and setter assessor to get the value or set the value for a private data member. Second type of property that we have discussed is the read only property, in that which will only get the value, or you can say return the value, but it will not set the value. And third property that we have discussed is the static property, that will only work for static data members. So in this program all the three properties will be used. Okay, so these all are the libraries. Namespace having same name. Inside that one class have been created with the name student. Okay, it is having two private data members, student name and student ID. Both are of string type. And one static data member is there. Static type is string, class name is the name of the data member, having value MC, because static data member we will initialize. Then one more data member is there, as age means student age. Now different properties will be used to set and return the values. Okay, first is one constructor. As you can see, the name of is same of that class. So this constructor is receiving one ID, and that ID will be given to the current object ID. Like this, this keyword is used to assess the data members or member functions of current active object. This means the current active object. Okay, so what I want to do is, whatever the value this constructor will receive, that will be given to SID data member of current object. So this dot SID will receive the value. So SID will be set like this. Now what we left with? We left with the S name also. Okay. So one student name properties have been created. One student name is the name of the property. It will return the data type, or you can say it will work with the data type string, and it is public. Okay. Inside that one get and set method is there. Get is returning the S name. S name is the private data member S name. And set will receive a value that will be given to S name. So one property we have created which will set or return the value for the private data member S name. Now this property will be called as a read write property, because in that we can read the data using get, and we can write inside our private member also. So this is the read write property. Now the next property, that is public string student ID. As earlier we have already set the student ID here in the constructor. We have already set the student ID in the constructor. So what I need is, I simply want to return that ID. Whatever the ID that will be set inside this constructor, I only want to return that ID. I don't want to set that ID inside the property. So what I can do, I can create a property of type read only. The read only property will only return the value. So public string is the type of data it will work with, and the student ID is the name of the property. Okay, and it is only having get assessor. It is only having get method, which is returning the student SID. Okay, so this is the difference between the read write property and read only property. Now again one more property is there that will work with the both read also, write also. Here what we are doing is we are setting the remaining data member, the private data member of class as age. So student age. So public int student age is the name age of name of property, which is having get and set method. Same, it will set a value and it will return a value for sh. So again this is the read write property. Now the third type of property is the static property, because it will only set or get the value for static data member in the program. In the class I have created one static data member, that is class name, but I have already set some value for that. So here you can get, or get will be used to return that value because that value is already set. But if in case you want to set, you can set, but when you want to set you need to use class name. But here I have already set at the starting. Okay, so these are the three property. The first property, which will have both the get and set method to work with the data member of a class. The second is read only property, that is only having get to return a value. And third type is the static, which will work with the static data member, and to define it we will mention here static key. Now properties have been defined. So in main method what I am doing is, first I am creating the object of student class, and that is S. I am creating the object of student class X, and I am calling a constructor equal to new student. I am passing ID, and if I will go back, there is one constructor which will receive that ID, and that ID will be given to current object ID data member. Next, I am calling here the properties. Now here I am calling the properties. So S is the object of this class, and if I want to call the property, I need to use the property name. So one property I have created to set the age, this one, the student age. Okay, I want to call this property, and one property I have created to set the student name. So I am calling both the properties, and if you will write like this, the object dot property equal to the value, it will make a call to that property, and inside that property it will make a call to set method, and this 21 will be given to the value keyword. The values we mention inside each property, the value will be replaced by this. Okay, so in same way student name will be given to this. Now one message will be printed like console.writeLine. First what I want to print is, because student USN is given here, student age is given here, name is given here. So I want to print all the things. So first, as message, student USN equal to 0, as I told. Now I am working with the three data values in one statement. One is the student ID, another is student name, and third is student age. So you can see here, to represent first value, I am in curly braces, I am putting 0. Value I am putting here 1, and to represent third value I am putting here 2. So first I want to print a student USN equal to as a message, slash n. To go to next line, I want to print a name equal to as a message, and in third line I want to print age equal to, and whatever the values, that will be replaced by these formats. Okay, and what I want to print is, I want to print SID, and SID how I will get? Through the property, through the get method of a property. So using object dot, the property name was student ID. If you remember, one read only property we have created, and that will return student ID. So to call that, I'm using object dot student ID, then object dot student name property, then object dot student age property. After that, I want to print the static property. So what I'm writing here is console.writeLine. First I'm printing the name of a student with concatenation. One message belong to which class. Now see here, if I want to access the static property, what I have done, I have used here class name. This is the difference. Here I was using the object to access all these three properties, but because class name was the static property, this class name static property. So to access that property, what I will do is I will use my class name and I will call that property, and it will, because I am not setting any value to it, so only get method of this property will get executed. So this is the program. If I will build, it succeeded. If I will debug it, are you able to see the output screen? Yes, students, you are able to see the output screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So here one message student USN is the USN that I have given here. The name, age, and the last message is ABCD is the name of student belong to MC. So this is the program in which you can define all the properties, the three properties that we have discussed. Okay. Is there any doubt in this program? Yes, students, is there any doubt in this program?
No, ma'am.
Okay. The next is very simple method. This is your work to implement or add something, because the question is we simply need to show the concept of virtual and override keyword in very simple program. So I have used very simple program. It is up to you. You can modify it. You can add some more code to it. But I am showing you very simple program. We have already discussed this in our theory lecture also. So in that, what I need to do is I have to create one base class with having one function as a virtual and one drive class which will override that function. Okay. So this is the namespace. Inside that I have created the classes. Okay. So first class is the base class. Inside that one virtual class is there, a virtual method is there. As this method is having virtual keyword, the message that this message will print is base class. In drive class, this base class will get inherited, and this drive class is overriding the base class method. And be clear, in today's lecture also we have discussed this kind of example. Whenever you are overriding, you need to write the override keyword here. Otherwise, this method will not be considered as a overridden method of base class. Okay, it will be considered as a method of drive class only. So override show method which will display a message drive class. Now inside the main class, inside main method, first I have tried two different things. First I have created the object of base class. Using base class, here I have created the object of base class and I am calling the show. Okay, I have made other thing as a command, and if I will run this code, you can see here the base class method have been executed, not drive class. Okay, but if I will make all these as a commands, and this I will remove it. Now what I'm doing is I'm not creating base class object, I'm creating drive class object, and using drive class object I'm calling the show function. So what it will print? It will print the drive class, because this is the concept of virtual and override is when we are having base class with a virtual function, and when drive class will override that function. And using drive class, if we will call a method, then drive class overridden method will be called. But if I'm not creating any drive class object and simply creating base class object and calling base class function, then it will print a base class method. Okay, so this is the virtual and override keyword. And now what I will give you as a task is you need to add something to this program. I will share this program with you, but it is very simple, but little bit you convert it, but concept should be there, virtual and override, but example should be from your side, not the same. Okay, so this is the work that you have to done today. The earlier program, the properties program, the second you have to give your own example on this virtual and the override concept. Is there any doubt in these two codes? Yes, students, is there any doubt in these two codes?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so the third code is regarding the abstract methods and classes. We have discussed already what is abstract class and abstract method. Means the class whose object will not be created. Okay, so method, abstract class and abstract method, and I will discuss one code with you. This is the namespace, okay, and this is the abstract class. Now if you are creating abstract class, you need to use the keyword abstract to define that this class is a abstract class. Now this class is having some abstract method also and some non-abstract method also. And when we are working with abstract method, we know that we will only declare this. Okay, and we have to define this abstract method in drive class. So all these, if you can see here, all these four methods are abstract type method. They are having abstract keyword. But the remaining, if you will see these four methods, these are not abstract methods and they can have the implementation here only. So this is the abstract class, okay, which is having four abstract method and four non-abstract method. Four abstract method are only having their declaration, but non-abstract method also having implementation. So first abstract method is public. Abstract, return type is string, the name of method is name, and it will receive one string type variable. The second is abstract, string is the return type, the name of the method is designation, and it will return string type variable. Third is the method that will return integer. The name is payment and it will also receive a integer type variable. Fourth is abstract, having string as a return type. Date of joining, you can say DOG, string, date of joining. So four abstract method. The next is public string company name. Whenever this method will be called, it will return this message, that is XYZ Corporation Private Limited. Okay. Next method is office address. So public string office address, because it is having return type, so it will return this message that this is some address of a company. Next, return type of this method is also a string. So what it will return is branding company, branding. So return. Now what this will print is, it is using the current active object which is calling this method. So it is using this dot. First it will call the company name. If you can see here, company name. Okay, company name will get executed and this line will get printed here. Plus it will print this message as it is. It is a private on register cooperating, the one message. Okay, so here I am using method calling inside a method. I am calling one method inside the method. Okay, the next is public string disclaimer. It will return one message. This letter and its content are confidential in nature. Okay, after one message you can see here it is printing the company name and address also after the message. So to assess the company name, again I need to call this method company name. Okay, so how I will call? I will use this keyword, this, to call, use current object, and I will call company name, office address. Office address is this method. It will print this statement. So what actually it is doing is, it is printing some information about the company. Okay, so in that, this method will be used wherever you want to print a company name. It will be used wherever you want to print office address, branding and disclaimer. So this is the abstract class. Now the drive class. As drive class is print of letter. Okay, like here letter will get printed. So what value should be printed with that? Now in this class I am overriding or I am redefining the abstract method of base class, that is these four method I am re-implementing in drive class. So public override keyword we need to write when we are giving the implementation of base class function. Return type name. Now this method will receive one name. Okay, this will receive one name and it will return that name. Simple. Here designation overriding the base class method, it will receive one designation variable and it will return that designation. Okay, same override, int is the return type and it will return one pay and it will return that pay. Same with date of joining, it will receive one date of joining and it will return that date of joining. So what I have done till now, I have created one abstract class having abstract methods that will work. That here we can see their implementation. One to return name, another to return designation, to return pay and to return date of joining. Okay, this is the ladder of for a person. The person name, what is the designation, the payment, what is their date of joining. Other than that, four method we have discussed here: to print the company name, office address, that message company name is privately and unregistered, then disclaimer. Okay. Now in main class, inside main method, I have created the object of drive class, print of this class. Okay, I have created object of this class. Object name is LTR. Now, because these four abstract method will receive some values, if you can see, these four overridden method will receive some values, so that values have been defined here. Like string type employee name is this, designation is this, senior consultant, date of joining is this, pay is of integer type. Okay, so now First, what we are doing is we are calling the company name function, and company name function is the non-abstract method of base class abstract. So console.writeLine, first what I want to do is I want to print company name is very happy to extend this offer letter to which person. To assess that person name, how I will assess this? I will use the object. I will call name function. You can see here the name function, and I will pass the employee name whose name I want to print here. So this is one message from the company to employee. The company name using company name method is very happy to extend this offer to is the message that will be concatenated with the employee name. Again it will get concatenated at the designation of. Now what is the designation of that person? To call that I will use this designation method. So object dot designation, and I am passing the designation variable, this variable, okay, with the annual pay of. Now I need to get the pay, so I will call the payment method. So you can see here this is the object dot payment, and inside that I'm calling pay. I'm passing the pay. You can see here this is the pay variable I'm passing, plus this is the message $. So this is the message that will get printed. Now one more line that I want to print is you are required to report at, where he person will get reported at some particular address. So to get that address I will call office address function using object. From which date of joining I want to assess. So for that I will call date of joining function. Okay, so this is the second line. Third is it will print something regarding company branding, and last will print the disclaimer. So for that I will use the object. Now I will debug this code. You can see here it is first showing the company name. If you can see the output, first we are printing here company name. So company name is very happy this message. Then to person name Mr. ABC at designation of the designation and the pay of the payment will get printed. Okay. The next line in that company address will get printed, date of joining will get printed. Then company branding and then the disclaimer. So this is the third program. Is it cleared or is there any doubt? Yes, students. Yes, students, is there any doubt or not?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so these are the three programs that you need to do in today's lab session.